Much. Senator Hickenlooper.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Kratsios, thank you so much for being here. I think the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy is one of the most crucial positions right now, just given not just AI, but so many of the issues around research and the appropriate use of research. But I'll keep myself focused to the AI. States from Texas to Colorado, Utah to California have passed, as you've mentioned, has been discussed, AI legislation. In many cases, some of this action should inspire us to take a closer look, by us I mean Congress, to what do we need in a comprehensive national AI law. It might include periodic impact assessments to evaluate potential risk on AI models, transparency disclosures to users describing AI models in terms of use and capabilities, obviously R&D for support for standards development to identify and detect AI-generated content, that transparency around that, privacy protections for certain types of data being used to train AI models. So do you feel that these are the types of policy principles that appear worthy to include as a foundation for a federal AI law, if we're going to try and create something that would apply evenly across states?
Yeah, I mean, my general sense, and something I've advocated for many years, is that the best approach to AI regulation is for it to be use case and sector specific, not broad and sweeping. I think any attempt to create a singular AI regulation will lead you down the path that the EU is down right now, which has ultimately resulted in a pretty sad situation broadly for the innovators there. Trying to create a singular AI rule for a technology that is so ubiquitous is actually not probably the best path forward. And one that we've advocated for both in the action plan and we see at our agencies is that, you know, obviously the rules that you would need at FDA to regulate AI-powered medical diagnostic are very different than the rules that you would need at Department of Transportation for a self-driving car. And we already have a system that has a very rich history in allowing our regulators to update their regulatory regimes with new technologies as they come, and is one that I know all of our secretaries across the cabinet are working very hard to make sure that they're up to speed on regulations that apply to AI, which fall within their domain.
I understand that, but I think some things like making sure that we are that the public's able to identify and recognize what is, what is AI and what's not. Seems like something that is more general.
Yes, I think something like that, and the research particularly, and being able to identify AI-generated content, as you mentioned, is very important to continue to fund.
Great, appreciate that. The action plan calls for federal agencies to conduct independent evaluations of AI systems as they're, before they're procured and deployed. Independent evaluation will help enhance security and increase trust, prevents companies from grading their own homework, as we would say, after an AI model is developed. We have a bill introduced called Validation and Evaluation for Trustworthy AI Act, the VET Act, with Senator Capito, which, as Senator Young was mentioning, peripheral to, requiring NIST to publish voluntary guidelines for companies to independently evaluate AI models. Can you describe how advanced you currently see the field of AI evaluations?
I think it is certainly not advanced enough. My number one priority for NIST would be to work on the very hard science associated with model evaluation and metrology. Our ability to understand how to even evaluate these models is still not complete. So many people jump immediately to the evaluation itself, this question of what we should be evaluating versus what I think the more important question of today is how do we evaluate these models? And when NIST can do very important metrology work on the how question, and once we know how to actually evaluate these models, then each agency, each industry, whoever wants to do an eval will then have a standardized, scientifically backed way to be able to do the eval itself.
Got it. In terms of the workforce development, that's going to be a key part here. The action plan highlights the need for AI skill development to make sure that we have a trained workforce that can do the work required. Obviously, a national security imperative essential to maintaining global competitiveness, as you mentioned. I think apprenticeship programs are a big part of that. We worked on CareerWise and created that in Colorado back when I was governor. It's now in 20 states. They've been a national leader in expanding youth apprenticeships and already adding AI technology to support their programs. How can you work to support innovative apprenticeship pathways, both for youth and adults, to equip an AI-ready workforce?
I think there's no president more excited about apprenticeships than this one. I think our Secretary of Labor has also had a big commitment to do 1 million new apprenticeships in this term. So there's big partners, the Department of Labor, to partner with you guys.
Great. Thank you. Yield back.